We are reborn when we take the road to recovery. Written by Sober the Juggalo, first edition. We left off at helping an addict. And it's been fucking crazy busy. Juggalo Ohio just happened, and I have some type of jugga plague. However, it's not going to stop me from reading a book, silly clowns. So helping the addict. You might be asking, where do you start? Well, first, let's talk about what you might be going through. You're the one sitting on the sideline watching someone destroy their life because of their addiction, and it's hard to do that. Before you're ever going to help them, they will have to decide to change. That's a hard thing to stand by and watch somebody destroy their life because of an addiction and possibly even kill themselves. But that is the first thing you need to accept, that the choice has to be theirs. Recovery works if the person who has an addiction wants to change. But you have the option to be honest with them. You can plant the seeds. You can point out what their actions have caused. Don't throw their addiction in their face. Throw how the addict treats people. Point out how their relationships have crumbled. Point with things. You can give examples of how it affects you and your thoughts about them. One of the things that help them get to the point of actually stepping towards recovery. Do not enable them. When you tell the addict that it is their last chance, you have to stand by your word. It's up to you whether to write them off or not, or to say it's your last chance and then give them 5 more chances. That shows that they're able to use you. If you ever tell an addict that it's their last chance or the last time you're helping them, and you go back on your word, they're going to find a way to continue manipulating you, because that's what addicts do. Another thing to empower yourself is to learn about addiction, how it affects people. Talk to other addicts, recover addicts, not active addicts. Talk to them. Try to understand. It may be hard for you, but addiction is not easy, even for addicts, to understand. It almost feels, at least for me, it feels like there's someone else trying to control my life when I know what the right thing is. But I have no control over my addiction unless I don't allow my addiction in my life. Oh, it's like you walk into a buffet and you see all this good food, or you walk into shopping. You walk into a grocery store and you're hungry. I always heard, don't go shopping while you're hungry because everything looks good. And you won't have control over it because everything looks good. When I was an active drinker, everything I looked at looked good. Whether it was me destroying my relationships, pushing people away, or spending money on liquor instead of bills, or whatever the case was. It all looked good to me because I always blamed everybody else. So for me, it's like another person was controlling me, even though it was all my decisions. Another thing that you should realize is that there was a reason why their addiction started. There is a reason why the person was looking to escape. There are hundreds of thousands of reasons for people to begin active addiction. But the reality of it is, everybody who has an addiction, in my personal opinion, had a reason to escape or thought they did. It may or may not have anything to do with you. It could be something completely off the wall that doesn't make any sense to you because it's not that big of a deal, but it was what set that person off. Another thing you have to accept is that you cannot fix them. You cannot force anyone into changing. The addict has to be willing to improve themselves, and that they have to do the work. Holy fuck. A big thing about addicts is that we need a support system that believes in us long enough to learn to believe in ourselves. Sometimes, once you reach a breaking point, you have to realize it's better for you to walk away. People can only take so much, and before you get to your breaking point and never want to talk to that person again, sometimes you have to walk away and let them sit in the fiery ashes of what they've destroyed in their lives and let them live there until they're ready to change. Sometimes they may never change. It's not up to you. It's not because of you. It's not because of anybody other than themselves. They were just unwilling to be open and honest with themselves about what's going on with them. They'd instead continue hiding from it. Now, if we're dealing with an addict who's in recovery, who is not an active addict, here's what I have heard. I asked my wife about this, and she said, you have to be willing to help on the bad days. Sometimes an addict is not fully aware of what their triggers are, and if they have someone who loves them and cares about them and points out that they could be the trigger for what... Oh, holy shit. Hold up. Sometimes an addict is not fully aware of what their triggers are, and if they have someone who loves and cares about them and points out what could be a trigger for why they're acting a certain way, it will help them grow and help them be more self-aware of what their triggers are and how to handle them. Also, many addicts have been through a lot of shitty relationships. Many addicts have been through the ringer multiple times. Letting them know that they aren't in trouble or at fault when something happens, and helping them understand that even though it might feel like they did something wrong, it's part of life, and that we'll learn from whatever the situation was and be able to grow from it, reminding them that it's only one day. You can get through it and have been through worse. Every addict has been through worse. It doesn't matter what kind of addict you are. That addict has always been through worse. If that addict is still alive, then that addict has been through their worst days. There is no reason why they cannot get through the semi-bad days while clean and sober. Things are going to get hard. Life is hard. It's not easy. If you remind them that it is only just for that moment or just for that day or whatever the case is, it will help them recenter and get back to where they need to be. My wife also said, take advantage of the good days by spending quality time with them, showing them affection, showing them the love and care they're not used to receiving, and usually rejecting if they're having a bad day. As I'm writing this book, I've been with this woman for 3 years now, and I'm finally getting to the spot where I'm capable of receiving the love and care, affection, quality time, even in my bad days, which I wasn't used to at all. Because in my bad days, I would just shut down. I would push everybody out, and I would have to deal with it myself because I didn't trust anybody. The fact of the matter is, it's not what I was ever alone in this world. It's not that I was ever alone in this world. It was that I forced myself to be alone, so I didn't feel the pain and hurt that came from allowing people to see me when I'm the most vulnerable. I've learned that it's not that way anymore. Just remember, if you're helping an addict, the best thing you can do is not to enable them, to tell them the truth. And if they ever hit rock bottom and want the help, know where to point them. Be knowledgeable about how addicts are. Understand that these addicts are going through some shit. And understand that sometimes walking away is your best option. Conclusion. From here onward, it is up to you how your life is going to be. If you put in the work and keep an open end to change and new things while being honest with yourself, you have a good chance at being whatever it is you want to be. My message to you is to remember that you have already been through the worst days of your life. Now it's time for you to live the best days of your life. Soon, you will realize that your bad days are better than your best day during your addiction, and your good days are better than even before. Remember that I love you and that you can do this. Much love. Whoop whoop. There's worksheets, but I want to go to the part, the introduction's important. It says this book is for anyone who needs help. What's going on, everyone? If you're about to read this book, then you must be searching for some answers. I want you to know that this book is purely just to help people. If something doesn't work for you, contact me at soberthejuggalo@juggalosandrecovery.com, and I'll find a way to help you. This book is an option to help people in need. I've seen these options help many, including myself. Now with that, you are heading in the right direction. Continue working on yourself, and you will get to where you want to be. Remember that I love you and that you are worth more to me than you know. Sober the Juggalo. And this book was dedicated to all the juggalos and people that helped make this happen. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop.